Have you ever found yourself feeling worthless, feeling like life isn't going according to how you want it to be? Have you ever found yourself feeling lonely, feeling depressed, feeling anxious, feeling overwhelmed because every other person around you, they are doing great things, they are achieving a lot of good things, they are posting good news, but yet in your own life, things seems to be slow, things seem not to be happening how you'd want them to be, and as a result of that you feel tension, you feel anxious, you feel angered, you feel depressed because you're not achieving the level of success you're supposed to be achieving. You are not achieving the results other people are achieving. Have you ever found yourself in this situation where you are not feeling good about yourself because every other person around you, they're achieving success and you're not? Now, if you're listening to me today, I'm sure you might have felt this way in the past because we are all humans and we have this tendency to compare ourselves to others, especially in this social media age where when you go on social media, you find a lot of people posting good news. Hey, I just bought a new car. Hey, I just gave birth to a new baby boy. Hey, I just achieved this result. Hey, I just got a job. Hey, I just landed this multi-million-dollar contract. Hey, I just did this. Hey, I just did that. And whenever you find yourself seeing this good news, it tends to bring up this mindset of, why is my own life not good? Why am I not achieving the success I desire? We have this tendency to feel this way. It's a human tendency. It's a natural tendency we humans have to compare ourselves with others. Now, if you've ever felt this way, in today's episode of the Mind Mastery Project, I'm going to share with you how you can overcome this tendency and get to limit the pressure. I'll share with you techniques that you can use to overcome this the feeling of being overwhelmed, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of depression as a result of comparison syndrome, as a result of you comparing yourself with others, or as a result of you seeing the success of other people on social media and in effect it making you feeling like your life isn't going well. So before I proceed, I'd like to say, if you're new to this channel, kindly subscribe to this channel and by all means share this good news with others. Let us help each other. As you are listening to me, as you're making your life better, it's also important that you share this message with others, okay? So that we get to help one another. We get to make this life a better place. So my name is Honor Michael Thomas, and in today's episode, I want to share with you how you can overcome the feeling of being overwhelmed, the feeling of anxiety, the feeling of depression as a result of pressures from social media and our environment. So before I proceed, I would like to tell you my own personal story that reflects the message I'm trying to pass across in today's episode. Few months ago, I went on LinkedIn because I'm very active on LinkedIn and I have about 11,000 plus connections on LinkedIn, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 11,000 plus on LinkedIn. That's like the major platform I use in my business and also in my coaching activities. So I went on LinkedIn, I was just scrolling and I discovered that, everyone was just posting good news. And if you're active on LinkedIn, I'm sure you understand what I'm talking about. It's a platform where you find a lot of people posting achievement, like, yeah, I just did this thing, hey, I just did that thing, hey, this, hey, that. Like, everyone's life there is just perfect, okay? That's how LinkedIn is. Everyone's life there is just perfect. So I went on LinkedIn, I was just scrolling and I discovered that I was just seeing a lot of achievements. As usual, it was nothing, ordinary. I just found a lot of things going well for people posting their achievements. But one thing that, made this particular time different for me was that things was not really going well for me. I was in this mental state that, like I was literally struggling mentally. So, and because I was struggling mentally, whenever I go on this social media platform, I find, coaches doing great things like, oh, I just signed up this client for this amount of money. I just started this project. I'm doing this project. I'm doing this thing. I'm doing that thing. Oh, I just got a new job. I just got a new appointment with this ministry, with that organization. A lot of people just posting things, great things. Normally, I'm supposed to be happy for these people. I am happy for them. But again, because they are doing so many things and I'm not, I found myself comparing myself with them. Like, oh my God, my life is just still, nothing good is happening. And, people are doing a lot of good things. Coaches, people who were my mentees, they're doing a lot of good things. And for me here, things were just slow, actually too slow for my liking. So I was just like, okay, why are things this way? Now, the truth was, okay, this feeling lingered for more than a month. And whenever I go on social media, it kept on increasing. It kept on increasing. And I kept on feeling bad about myself. And it got to a point where, going on LinkedIn was like, I usually feel this tension, this fear within me whenever I want to go there, because I know I'm definitely going to find out that I'm not doing enough in life. So because as someone who's on this path of self-mastery, personal development, I had to get hold of myself. And because it lingered for a while, and I kept on feeling bad, and it wasn't something I liked about it. But I found out that in as much as I didn't like it, but I kept on going back. I kept on going back, and it was like I was just going down the drain, and I couldn't help myself. Like I knew I was supposed to get hold of myself, but yet I couldn't, and I just kept on feeling bad about myself. And it was like it was out of control. Like I didn't have control of that situation. The same thing happens to people who feel depressed. The same thing happens to people who feel anxious, people who feel overwhelmed. It's like they don't have control over their situation. And no matter how they try, they cannot find themselves getting out of that feeling, that mood, that depressive mood, that anxiety mood. A lot of people feel that way. Like nothing seems to work out. Okay, nothing seems to work out. So as someone who has been on this path of self-mastery, I had to take a step back. Okay, I had to take a step back because at some point I knew that if I don't arrest the situation, that it's going to get to a point where I would regret the way things are going, and I'll be forced to pay a lot of money to my therapist to help me get out of that mood. I knew I was headed towards that direction. So I didn't want to get to that point where, I would, had to pay someone for a therapy session, or, get to that point where I feel very bad about myself, that I cannot even function when it comes to my job as a coach. So I knew that I had to arrest the situation. So the first thing I did, and if you are in this situation where you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious, you're feeling like life isn't going how it's supposed to be, you're feeling like you're not meeting up to expectations, either your own expectation or expectations of the society, your family, or whatever expectations, or you feel like you are not there yet, you are not where you're supposed to be. If you find yourself in any of these situations, then I would like for you to listen to me carefully and try to implement this simple technique that I'm going to share, with you. Now, the first thing I did when I was in that situation where I felt overwhelmed, like life wasn't going well for me, like I wasn't achieving the level of success I'm supposed to be achieving as a coach, the first thing I did was to cut out social media. Okay, yes, I had to cut out social media. I had to withdraw from every social media activity. Like, I just stopped everything I was doing on social media. I stopped going on LinkedIn. I stopped going on Facebook, Instagram, and some of these social media platform I stopped going there. I stopped posting. I just literally stopped all activities. Okay, I stopped all activity. And when I stopped it, I found out that, once in a while I had this pull, like, I wanted to just go back to social media, just, go online and see what's happening, get to enjoy news, entertainment. I found myself getting pulled into that. But I knew that for my mental health, for my well-being, I had to stick to the decision I've made that for this period of time, that I'm not going to go on social media until I get hold of my mental state, until I understand myself better. So if you're listening to me and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling pressure, you're feeling anxiety, you're feeling depressed, that your life isn't going how it's supposed to be, my advice for you today is to pull away from social media, pull away from all these social media activities, because chances are they are that social media is what is causing you your anxiety, your worries, your frustrations, your depressions. Because as humans, we have this natural tendency to compare ourselves with others. It's not like we do it on purpose. It's just a natural tendency we have to compare ourselves with others. So if you find yourself in this situation, I'll advise you to kindly, for your mental health, for your mental state, for your well-being, and for the well-being of your family members, your friends, and everyone that loves you, to kindly pull away from social media. Take a break, okay? Social media is not running away. It's not like if you stop going on social media for a week or for a month that the whole platform will close or you will miss out on anything. The truth is, you are never going to miss out on anything. You're not going to miss out on anything. Now, why I'm saying this thing is because when you pull out from social media, there's this feeling like, oh, I'm missing out. Oh, there are things that are happening that I'm supposed to, be this or that. Trust me, you are not missing out on anything. If you find yourself getting pulled away, just say to yourself, for my mental health, keep on repeating it to yourself, for the sake of my mental health, I will stick to this, my decision. I will stay away from social media. Keep on saying this to yourself. Also, keep away from newspapers, all these news outlets, watching news. It might be on TV, it might be on your phone. Just cut out everything that contains media, like news, all these negative things. Now, why I say this is because if you are observant enough, you discover that when you go online to read news, or you buy newspaper, or you watch news on television, you discover that 80 to 90% of the news that we are being fed are negative news. News of killing, news of kidnapping, news of rape, news of just things going bad, literally things going bad. 80 to 90% of news that we are being fed are negative things. And this negativity tends to feed on our subconscious mind. It tends to, go down to our subconscious mind, whether we know it or not. And it tends to manifest in our physical reality. We tend to become anxious for no reason. Just imagine you hear, okay, people are being kidnapped on a daily basis. You might be where you might be living might be safe, okay? Your area might be safe, but because you've been told that, oh, kidnapping is on the rampart, you discover that some unnecessary anxiety will start to fill you up. You start to become scared that, oh, you might be kidnapped, you might be this, you might be that. Your mind will start conjuring negative things, start coming up with different scenarios about things coming up with different scenarios how things are truly not safe. Before you know it, you become reminded of, oh, last week I heard about this, last week I heard about that. Like, truly, things are not safe, okay? That's how these things work when they feed our minds with negativity. So that's why I advise you to cut out social media and cut out this news outlet from your life for a moment, for a while, until you get your mental state back, until you get your mind right, okay? cut out these things. Now, the second thing you need to understand, okay, when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel pressure, when you feel anxious, when you feel depressed because things are not going according to how you want them to be, okay, what you need to understand is that we all have a different path in life. We all have, different life to live. No two situations are the same, okay? No two situations are the same. Your life with my life can never be the same. Your life with the next person's life cannot be the same. Your life with that person you see on social media cannot be the same. Now, if you knew the challenges those people go through behind that social media things they post, if you knew the challenges they go through, you would thank God for your own life. Now, I say these things because I've worked with a lot of people that when you see their life on social media, you'll be like, wow, these people, they have it all. Wow. Things are just going well for them. They are living a blast. Like, their life is awesome. They are having the best life on earth. Like, when you go on social media, you see these people, but when they come to me to talk about the challenges they go through, how life is not being fair, I'm like, wow, okay, like, what's happening? Okay. So my advice for you is for you to understand that no two lives are the same. You should cultivate the mindset of gratitude. Where you are right now, everything is perfect. Where you are right now, life is good for you. If you are listening to me, I'm sure you are using data to, listen to me. That means things are going well for you. Be grateful, okay? Be grateful. Cultivate this mindset of great gratitude, because no two lives are the same. If you knew the challenge other people are going through, if God says, okay, why don't I exchange their problems with yours, I'm sure you will say no. You don't want their own problems. So that's why I advise you to, after withdrawing from social media, okay, cultivate the mindset of gratitude. Start practicing gratitude every day, every morning. When you wake up, say to yourself, I thank God for today. I thank God for the life, for the health, for all the good things that are coming my way. I thank God for my family. I thank God for my friends. I thank God for my achievements. And I know that good things are definitely coming my way. I know that life is getting better for me. Every day, in every way, my life is getting better. Say these words, and when you say these words, picture your life getting better. Now, it is a fact that our mind cannot tell what is real from what is unreal. And for you to change your mind, okay, for you to change your mind, you have to speak positively to yourself. Not just positively, you also have to picture those things you say happening to you. So when you say these words I've asked you to say, picture them being a reality in your life. When you say life is getting better for me, picture life getting better for you. Picture that thing picture that thing you want manifested in your life. Picture those things happening. See it in your mind's eye. Dwell on these things. Meditate on these things. When you do these things for a while, you're going to discover that anxiety will become a thing of the past. You're going to discover that those frustrations, those overwhelm you used to feel, they will gradually wipe away from your life, and depression will be a thing of the past, okay? It's a fact. This is a fact that our minds can be conditioned through our imagination and through the words we say to ourselves. Now, the third thing you need to understand when you feel overwhelmed, when you feel pressure, when you feel like life isn't going well for you, is to understand that no man is an island, okay? No man is an island. That's why we cultivate meaningful relationships. That's why we have coaches, we have mentors, we have friends, we have brothers, we have sisters, we have communities, we have our pastors, we have our imam, we have our spiritual leaders. That's why we have all these things around us. So it's important for you to understand that when you feel this way, you should look for someone to talk to. Don't be shy. Don't feel like, okay, when you tell people about your problem that they are going to judge you. No. Let me tell you the truth. Everyone in life, including me, okay, including me talking right now, we all go through challenges. We all have dark moments. We all have moments where things are just bad, okay? And we want to talk to someone, like we just want to talk to someone to listen to us, okay? So when you feel this way, please, by all means, find someone to talk to, okay? Someone you trust. Just talk to that person about your problem. Now you discover that just merely talking about your challenges, okay, just merely talking, you discover that thing would sort of dial down. You discover that thing would sort of, the effect that thing had in your life would sort of reduce tremendously, just because you've talked about it. You had someone that listened to you, okay? Just because of just this simple thing of talking about your challenge and having someone listen to you, you discover that particular challenge you're having, that feeling of anxiety, that feeling of overwhelm would reduce tremendously. So these are my tips for you. If you're feeling overwhelmed, if you're feeling anxious, you're feeling depressed, you're feeling overwhelmed because things are not happening how they are supposed to be, okay? These tips, I'm sure when you practice these tips, they are going to help you tremendously. Now, the last thing on my list today is setting a goal, okay? Now, when I felt overwhelmed that, okay, people are achieving good things, things are not going well for me, or things are a little bit slow for me. When I felt that way, okay, what I did was to go back to my goals, the goals I've set for myself, and look at it and look at where I've missed out and how to recalibrate. So if you're listening to me, if you find yourself overwhelmed, take out a piece of paper and a pen and write what you'd like to achieve. Like, okay, by so month, by so day, by so year, I would like to achieve so and so thing in my life. Just write out those goals for yourself. Set a goal for yourself. Now, when you set a goal for yourself, you are setting a direction for your life. Now, you are not allowing other people's emotions, other people's achievement to becloud your own judgment, your own emotions, because you now have a direction for where you want to go. Now, having a direction for your life would help you tremendously to overcome more than 95% of the depressions that people feel, the anxiety that people feel in this our present day world. Now, the truth is, we live in a very fast-paced world, and you can literally feel overwhelmed. You can easily feel overwhelmed that things are not happening well for you if you don't have a goal for yourself. So that's the last thing on my list today, okay? Set a goal for yourself, and after setting a goal for yourself, practice self-affirmation. Speak to yourself positively. It is getting better for me. It is getting better for me. Say these words to yourself and say a little bit of prayer. Look for somewhere very quiet. Sit down and, imagine yourself achieving those goals you've set for yourself. Live in the moment. Feel those moments. Ask yourself, how would it feel like if you've achieved your goal that you've set for yourself? So let's take, for instance, maybe you say, okay, in so month, I want to buy so and so car. Maybe you've written the name of the car, the model, the color, how the seats and everything. You've described, your goals. Now sit down and picture yourself riding that car. Now I'm just giving an example. If it's a car you desire, picture yourself riding that car. How does it feel like? Picture these things, live in those moments, and before you know it, you're going to see those things manifested in your life. Now, it doesn't matter whatever it is. If you want to start up a new job, a new business, whatever it is you want in your life, just write that goal down and live in those moments in your imagination. Now, when you do that, you'll find out that those things will be manifested in your life, and you're going to be a new person. You're going to be in total control of your emotions and of your mind, and external factors will no longer disturb you. So these are my tips for you to overcome anxiety, worries, depressions. And if you have any other tips you would like to share, kindly drop them in the comment section. Let us learn from you also. And maybe probably in the past you felt overwhelmed, you felt anxiety, you felt pressure as a result of social media, or you're not achieving the results you are supposed to, if maybe you've tried out something and it worked out for you, kindly share it in the description below, in the comment section. Let us also learn from you so that we get to help one another to grow, to evolve, and to become better people in our society and get to enjoy life. Okay, because the mandate that has been given to us by God is for us to let our light shine before men so that they can get to see our good works and give glory to our Father who is in heaven. If you have a peace of mind, if you have a mind of joy, okay, you have that, there's that tendency that you get to achieve great things, and people will get to see these good things that you're doing and get to praise God because of you. Thank you very much for listening to today's episode. If you have any questions, suggestions, drop them in the comment section below and I'll reply to your comments, suggestions. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, kindly do so, okay? Kindly do so. It won't cost you anything. Just subscribe and hit the notification button so that you don't miss any of my future videos or podcasts going forward. Thank you very much, and I wish you a lovely day, and I trust in the depth of my heart that this message that you've listened to today would have a tremendous impact in your life, and it will help you to get in control of your mind and start living a much fulfilled and purposeful life. Have a lovely day. Regards from your one and only coach, Coach Onoha.